They say, well begin is half done. We've all been listening to this since our childhood, right? And I couldn't agree more. You see, if you plant a seed today, you're sure to receive some juicy, luscious mangoes on a hot summer afternoon. And we all love mangoes, right? A single grain of wheat, it travels to crores of people on an everyday basis. It is in your lunch boxes, it satisfies the hunger of people, it is on the tables of expensive restaurants. And it later becomes a nascent stage to labor and livelihood. Another example, a good Instagram channel, it holds the power to influence or to inspire certain influencers, nutritionists, star chefs, and well, the list is long, it goes on. What we talked about just now, it is all a byproduct of the word inception. Now, what does the word inception mean? What does it mean in general life? The word inception means to begin. To begin is the base of all progress. To begin is the base of all development. Precisely, if I talk about inception means the origin, the birth of several lives and destinies around you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chaahat Angrish, and I'm a student who's currently pursuing her MBA in International Business from this wonderful college itself. Today, as I stand here, I want to talk about something that is not just a concept, at least not to me. It is an invisible yet a very powerful force that shapes our everyday actions, our thoughts, and even our lives for that matter. And that force, that is the art of inception. Now, the art of inception, it tells us about the very fact that to begin, it's very important, yes. But to begin well, it's paramount. You see, a healthy and well-fed womb, it's the way to have a healthy and happy baby. This baby, joyous, cherished, becomes a source of joy for the entire family. And then later becomes an asset to the whole world. Now, this is something that not just applies to people. No. It is something that every idea, every thought, it takes place in the womb of thought. Now, my dear friends, this womb, it could be anything. It could be your everyday classrooms where your dreams take flight. For people who are having their own startups, it could be the incubation centers where your ideas get to see the light of the day. It could be one quiet corner, one cozy quiet corner in your household. For people belonging to my generation, it could even be a heartbreak, or it could even be a failure. But one thing is for sure, and that is that something begins to form in this space. Now, there are several factors that influence the era of inception. You see, any idea, any thought that later becomes an inception or that later becomes an era. Now, I'm sure we all had history as a mandatory subject back in our school. Not that I loved any of it. I didn't, quite frankly. But then, it taught me something. I'm sure we all must have heard about the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. How it was linked to a very powerful protagonist, that is the Mahatma Gandhi. Now, tell me, how do you convince a billion people to change their centuries-old, deeply ingrained belief around public sanitation? The answer is, you don't. Actually, you cannot, at least not with fines or lectures. Then what do? You incept a new idea. And that is exactly what Mahatma Gandhi did. By linking the cleanliness to Gandhi's dream, the movement, it supported the idea of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. It transformed the civic duty into a patriotic act. Furthermore, this movement, it also talked about the Swabhiman, that is the self-respect and dignity of the females all around. I'm sure we all must have heard about the movie Toilet Ek Prem Katha. Even if we have not seen it, we know the gist of it, right? Now, the government was not trying to incept this into the people's minds that, you need to have a sanitation in your households. No. Instead, the idea was that everybody tends to believe that every dignified human being believes in keeping their nation clean. So you see what happened right over here? Do you see the difference? When people, they believed that the idea was their own. When people, they believed the idea to be belonging to them, they started believing in it, because it became personal to them over a period of time. Now, when I talk about the art of inception, I can't help but go back to my childhood and share a story with you all. I love to share stories. I would love to share this one in particular. So I was in class 4, and my school, it introduced a hand painting competition. Sounds interesting, right? Now, what we had to do was, we had to draw the outline of our hands on a blank sheet of paper and then decorate it very beautifully. Now, I look around and I see these super talented kids, especially the females, mind you, who have their glitter pens, stencils, sketch pens, and, all this beautiful glittery stuff around them. The whole shebang, right? And then there was me, completely clueless. I had no idea what to do. I stared at that blank sheet of paper and thought to myself, what am I supposed to do? Panic settled in, and I kept on asking myself that, Chaahat, what will you be doing now? But then, since it was compulsory to participate, unlike colleges, I had to do something. So I grabbed a pencil and I outlined my hand on the blank sheet of paper, and I started doodling something in a hope that it might take me somewhere. Now, what I did was, we have 5 fingers, right? I drew 5 different facial expressions on 5 different fingers. So one was sleeping, one was surprised, one was giggling with joy, one was frowning, and one, well, it was just being me. Now, what did I do? 5 different moods of expression on 5 different fingers. Now, when the results came out, to everybody's surprise, including mine, your girl bagged the first prize. Now, that day, it was not just about winning a competition. No. I learned 2 lessons that day. Number 1, life, it does not demand perfection from you. It demands the ability or the courage to participate. And second, that creativity, it follows courage. Since I had the courage to do something or the other, creativity followed, and I think my drawing, it stood out from everybody else's. These were the 2 lessons I learned, and I really wanted to share these 2 with the both of you. Now, what I'm trying to say, my young fellow people sitting over here, that is, that maybe you don't need to have it all figured out. This was my story, but if you look around, we have plethora of examples, that convey the same message. To my younger audience specifically, we all know Prajakta Kohli, right? She goes by the famous name mostly seen on YouTube, and last we saw her in Mismatched on Netflix. Now, how do you think she started? She started by recording videos in the bedroom of her house. And she started when YouTube India was not even that big a deal in that point of time. But my dear friends, she never waited for YouTube to grow or to boost like that. She started because she wanted to put herself out there. She started because she wanted to be authentic. We all know about Ghazal Alag, right? The co-founder of Mamaearth. How did she start? As a new mom, she was not able to find toxin-free baby products for her child. She started experimenting something into her kitchen. And then later, we all know that now Mamaearth, it's a $1 billion crore company. We all know about J.K. Rowling. I'm sure we all must be having great Harry Potter fans in this room, right? Now, Harry Potter, it did not see the light of the day, and it got rejected 12 times. But then did she give up? No, she did not. We have numerous other examples. Bhuvan Bam, BB Ki Vines. I'm sure we all must be knowing about him. He started with the front camera of his phone. And that too, not even a good quality one, pardon me. But then today, he is the most successful YouTuber, we all know. Now, what do all these people they have in common? That they dared to begin. That is the beauty of the art of inception. It does not ask you to have the best tools, the most prettiest picture, the most perfect tools around you. No. It just asks you to have that courage to begin. So, maybe you don't need to have it all figured out. Maybe you don't need to know how it will all end. Maybe you just need to start. Maybe it's a business plan that some of you want to start in the later years of your life. Maybe it's a book that you want to write. Maybe some of you, you see yourselves as a CEO of some multinational company in the future. Or let's just keep it very simple. Maybe some of you, you want to start your own YouTube channel. Maybe some of you, you want to convey an apology to a long lost friend. Maybe some of you, you want to revive a friendship that's no longer there. Maybe some of you want to join a club in your college, but out of peer pressure, you're not able to, out of what people will say. It could be any damn thing. But what matters is that you grab that sheet of paper and you start doodling something. You will find your way, trust me, just the way I did. As I move forward to conclude my talk, what I want to say is, my dear, my lovely fellow people sitting right in this room, is that you need to take that step. Whether it's a small one, you take that. Take that leap of faith, believe in yourself, but begin. And I want each one of you to have a journey so beautiful, so great, that tomorrow, just the way I'm standing on this stage right now on this red dot, I can see many of you standing on this stage on this red dot. And I want people to give examples of your story, take inspirations from your story. So begin. Take that leap of faith, take the first step, and just know that if I can do it, so can you. Thank you so much.